difficulty in this game because you're a 9-year-old kid, right?
You're riding a bike.
We want good lessons taught. So you'll see I was jaywalking there, and it gave me a little exclamation point. Whoa, hey, sorry, truck. All right, so if you jaywalk a certain number of times,
there you go.
this demon bellowing voice emerges and is not very pleased with your actions. And you realize that Snartle come looking for little jaywalkers like you, all right?
I just love that this yokai just hangs out lurking around traffic stops and is like, oh, next time you come by.
It would be super creepy if it weren't about like jaywalking.
And you can do it the right way. You can actually hit the crossing signal and go across like a good little boy, but that's not its style.
You have to actually, like, you can stop. Oh, see, this guy is just vicious. He's one-shotting all of my. I think on this save file, my yokai are at like level 20-ish or nearing 20, but that's nowhere near strong enough to beat this guy who punishes little children for jaywalking. And you know, and that's one of the things of like, you gotta purify while Kappa here.
So kids watching, this is why you don't disobey traffic signs.
Unless you have really strong yokai, and then you can do whatever you want.
Right, and that's the thing. I mean,
you gotta wait for that though. You gotta be ready.
I am pretty deep in this game in this save file with my yokai, but
he's still just
Snartle is huge, and there are these massive beasts that are just so powerful that even once you get, you know, like halfway through the game, there becomes a severe curve of difficulty that really ramps up, which I think is going to be really rewarding for a lot of players who get the gist of it and who are interested in really seeing this through to the end because it's super fun and it really starts to get super difficult.
So how many? I don't know if you want to give away a number, but how many yokai? Because you have this huge, you can't have this huge stable of yokai. You have to choose which ones you want in your watch at any given time.
It's I think it was
Actually, we want to show off the medallion.
Like, yeah, let me go to a convenience store here where all the cool kids hang out. And yeah, there's one down there. Whoa!
It is interesting, the strategy that comes into play where you can befriend loads of different yokai, but you can only have 6 slotted into the wheel on your watch. So you've really got to think about who you want to have gaining XP, leveling up with you. And depending on what you think you're going to be facing next, you might need to totally reconfigure your order.
Yeah, which you will need to. 232 total.
Whew.
So you will need to do this at some point. So
these designs are so great. Wait, can we look at Muscular Pufferfish again for a second?
Oh, yeah? You like which one?
Where'd he go?
Blockade?
Yeah. Oh, that's
these
just
designs are just so funny.
Yeah. The character style.
Oh, my son's adorable.
Every one of these guys is so unique.
A lot of these do have a basis in Japanese mythology, so once you learn their backstory, it's really interesting to take another look at their design and figure out, okay, that's where it came from. There's some origin there.
Yeah, it's looking at these, like you can imagine what sort of chaos they'd be causing behind the scenes, you know?
We're going to take a cheek squeak.
A cheek squeak? I think we can all tell, like, what that yokai is responsible for in social situations.
I'm a fan.
I can make a guess.
There we go. Cool.
And I like the attitude as well. So you can see carefree and logical.
Yeah. So all of these characteristics that you see in attitude and skill. Well, you see their basic stats, right? You got their strength, their defense, their spirit, and their speed. And that little teardrop is their soultimate meter that you see fill up and be depleted during battle. And but the carefree and logical, all of these things affect how they attack while they're auto attacking, and that's it just makes it so that, you know, when you really get it down, the system down, because it starts to get deep when you really get into it, and you start realizing you can have any configuration of yokai, and you can really do it up the way you want and really customize your own yokai watch, and that it's really going to actually affect the battles and your ability to defeat certain bosses. I mean, you know, first couple of bosses, first time I played this, I was like, okay, yeah, I got this. No worries. And by the time I got to the end, I think I had to fight the final boss like 7 or 8 times, honestly. Wow. And it's like, it's real.
I imagine a lot of that's figuring out your strategy as well. Like, you have to get beaten a couple times before you realize, okay, this is more the way I need to configure my team to be ready to handle this.
You know, because I want a couple of bruisers in there, but I also want a healer, you know, and I want someone who's going to throw some defense on the entire group. And so once you get those yokai, you have to get them first, obviously, and then you figure out, you know, how they play best, and then you're trying to find yokai similar to them so you can get those unity bonuses. So you can get the 2 unity bonus or the 3 unity front bonus.
Right, and then when they're in the actual battle, you need to kind of figure out the best technique to like switch them around to make sure the right ones are on the front line and others on the back line.
And again, like all that total RTS, once you get into it, and like once these battles get to the point where there's very little margin for error, you couldn't be more like zoned in on exactly what you have to do.
It's crazy how frantically I see you tapping.
Totally, and because it looks like just your regular kids game, right? And so I'm unleashing my ultimate move right away here just to get a good Jibanyan hit.
Come on, Jibanyan.
And see, he's charging up, so it takes this time, so you really have to be on it.
I love his design.
Get that
and his backstory, like, I don't want to tell it too much for folks who are going to experience it in the game, but Jibanyan's backstory is kind of excellent, and it's tragic. It's a sad story, but he's grown from it, I think.
Yeah, he's come into his own. He's found some friends.
So since you've had so long to play this game and check out different yokai, I've got to ask, do you have any favorites?
Well...
Special soft spots?
Oh, yeah. I have a soft spot for Cheek Squeak. I'm a Cheek Squeak dude, I think. That goes without saying. Jibanyan is definitely one of my favorites, though. I mean, because, like you said, you know, as you go through the story, you know, once people get their hands on this, they'll be able to hear the whole sad tale. But it's really... he's a cool dude, and he basically stays with you for a good chunk of the game. I'm gonna go.
I think I don't know if a date's been announced yet, but the animated series is coming over from Japan as well, right?
Yeah, that's another thing. You know, they're doing a full-scale launch. They got some toys coming out. They got the animation coming out. I know a lot of people who are familiar with the Japanese iterations of those are super excited, and I think they're gonna get a lot of people. A lot of kids here excited. Oh, I've got a B-ranked yokai somewhere around here.
You know, I don't know if we talked about it. I may have just missed it. But so this yokai that's following you around, what's his story?
Oh, yeah. So that's Whisper. And so he was one of the, he's the first yokai. Oh, check this out. He's the first one that you find because you're just out on your summer vacation in the woods. You know, you're catching bugs. You're catching butterflies. You're doing your thing. And you find this vending machine by the sacred tree. And it ends up being like, you know, this ancient vending machine from centuries ago. And which is obviously like magical. And Whisper was trapped in one of those. It's called the Crankakai. So you put a coin into the Crankakai, and you get this little ball out, and you free Whisper. And he's like so grateful to you for freeing him that he becomes your pal. And you're kind of like at first like kind of reluctant about it. You're like, I don't know about that. Oh, geez.
Oh, come on.
See, no defense. See, that's you know what? I need to see if we can get. We're gonna try to friend Tsushiyama here. Hearts, good. Oh,
nice.
So oishi. All right. I hope it's oishi enough.
Come on, we want you to be friends.
But yeah, and so Whisper hangs out with you, and he's the one who introduces you to the actual existence of yokai.
Because
something
humans normally can't see them.
Right. Nate is the only human, pretty much the only human in this game who can see yokai, and so that's a really special thing for the yokai that he talks to. Yeah, all right.
Nice.
Sweet. So I want to pick up this.
Let's see if you were impressive enough to make a friend.
B-rank.
But I love that Whisper's personality is really fun too. He acts super knowledgeable, but I'm not sure how much he really is like an authority and how much he's just like, I'm going to be really helpful. Come on, let's go do this.
Oh no, it wasn't oishi enough. That's all right. I want to go
snack
home
wasn't
and,
good enough.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I guess not.
Next time.
We're going to check it out. We're going to go to, you know what we could do? I'm thinking, sorry.
It's pretty impressive how big this town is, too.
My collection OCD like makes me like need to.
Because you never know what you're going to find under there.
You don't.
know?
That's the thing. It's like, so I could pick up a really rare one somewhere around here.
Dope.
Yeah, it's so exciting when you've been playing for a while and you're doing this with your lens and you suddenly see it's like,
again?
I don't recognize this one.
See, this Chanson is nimble.
Fast.
Nice.
All right. And I haven't picked one up yet, so let me see. You know what? I should be feeding him.
So Chanson's going to have some buddies here. Are those buddies always going to be the same there?
Say again?
Those buddies that he has with him, when you find a Chanson, those 2 buddies will always be accompanying him, right?
They'll be different.
Oh,
yeah,
gotcha.
yeah, they'll be different. While Kappa's down, I need to get Kappa something for HP here. Hang on.
Looks like a cheek squeeze ready with his ultimate too.
Yes. Okay. And that's the other thing. You can't just rapid fire items or your ultimate moves. There's a cooldown period. So while they're doing that,
so you have to wait until that little icon is totally filled, and then they're ready to go.
Let me do this.
Oh.
Let me
I love this dude on the right. He has like eyes in his ears.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
This dude's there. Good. All right. Okay. Get Deluma going. We should be able to take this down pretty quick. Headbutt. Hey-o!
I'm guessing you had a lot of fun naming these moves.
It was a lot of fun. We worked pretty closely with level 5 on these, and it was we had a good time. Really good time. Okay. We're gonna get our
890. Nice. We got some nasty medicine. Not sure what that's going to do.
That's the nasty medicine right there. All right, man.
So
Chanson just does not want to hang out with us. That's cool.
Maybe we try looking up in some trees for some yokai so we can find them in a new environment.
Let's see. All right, let me kick over.
Watch for cars, man.
Something's
right,
got your
Let's see if there's anything sneaking around these parts here. I want a bug real quick.
Ooh, so tell us more about the bugs.
Well, the bugs are nice because they're also a form of currency. Essentially, you get to. So I got to land on this like. This is also looks super easy and is not.
Nice.
Oh, nice. You got it.
The
and the rarer the bug, the harder it is to catch them.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fewer marks that you'll see there to land on, you'll be able to trade these in. I think I was off there. All right,
oh,
sweet.
Nice.
You'll be able to trade these in for items at a Jungle Hunter, the place is called. So, and sometimes there's going to be yokai floating around these trees. Sometimes there's just going to be little dudes. And I'm wondering.
No, last time I was playing, I happened to find some bait somewhere, and I went fishing for a while.
Yeah, nice.
Caught some fish. Also worth money. Very useful.
Yep. So check it out. Let's see what's going on over yonder. The map is it's surprisingly big. It's cool to be able to go around. Like there's so many of these buildings are places that you're gonna end up. They're not just for show. Here's a station that takes you downtown to where your dad works. One of the missions is that's a crucial point for one of the missions where sort of staying on what yokai actually do. There's a part where your dad forgets some important documents for a meeting at his work, and it's because he had been inspirited by Wazat, and who was a yokai who makes people super forgetful. And so he just left this super important stuff like sitting around, and you got to go get it and bring back in as you defeat Wazat. I'm gonna I want to show you the medallion real quick though. So I'm heading home. Hey, Mom, I'm home.
I love the little touch that you take your shoes off when you come into your house.
Hey, take your shoes off at my house. You take your shoes off. Absolutely.
Were you also crawling under cars trying to find yokai? You're probably covered in dirt.
You're kind of a dirty child.
Gasoline.
That has an unusual life.
But
so here now that we're seeing some more stats.
Well, yeah, I wanted to show you these the other just how in depth everything goes, and like each one really has. There's so many unique characteristics of each one, and it really allows you to really you can do a deep dive in here, and when you're swapping out stuff,
Can you go into a bit more detail for folks who haven't been familiar with the series as far as like what leveling up does to your yokai?
Well, it makes them stronger, obviously. There's also this notion where you can do, once you get certain yokai to a certain level, you'll be able to fuse them with certain items to make these ultra rare yokai. That is really cool. But I don't want to blow that for anyone. So but that's
awesome.
some cool stuff.
Well, thanks so much for stopping by and giving us a look at this game, Ed.
It's fun.
Hopefully got some folks excited about it. I know the time I've spent on it, it's really fun, and you can just lose yourself in tracking down these yokai and seeing what you get up to.